Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of This Week in Eagle Athletics. I'm your host, Dylan Brown, here on Monday, December 3rd in Midway, Kentucky. We're now in December, obviously, so that means it's basketball season, and then Christmas is right around the corner, and then the New Year right after that. Let's get on to last week's events. Men's basketball went 1-1 on the week officially. They had another loss on their schedule, but it was an exhibition to NCAA Division I Miami, Ohio. That was last week. Their biggest win of the season thus far came in a 66-63 victory over number 25 Indiana University Southeast. That was Midway's first ever home conference victory, and then it also was their first victory against a top 25 opponent in the NAIA Division I rankings. Quan Evans led the Eagles, had a big night with 21 points and 12 rebounds for his first career double-double. So congratulations to Coach Krupinski and his team and his staff. Women's basketball, they've hit a rough patch. They've been hampered by some injuries here lately. They had a tough week going 0-2 with losses to IU Southeast and Brescia University last week. They've been having a tough time with injuries and trying to get healthy for the second half of the season. That recaps last week's events. Now let's get on to what we have on tap for this week. On Tuesday, December the 5th, we have a basketball doubleheader here on campus inside Marshall Gymnasium. The Midway women's and men's basketball teams will be hosting Kentucky Christian University. The women's game will tip at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the men's game will tip shortly after, around 5:30. As I said, both those games here on campus. Hope to see a good crowd at both games to support your Eagles. Then later in the week, a couple days later, on Thursday, December 7th, the basketball teams are back in action when they travel to Cincinnati, Ohio for a River Stakes Conference matchup against Cincinnati Christian University. And again, the women's game will tip at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the men's will tip shortly after there at 7:30. And our final event of the week happens on Saturday, December the 9th, when the Midway men's basketball team plays their third game of the week by traveling to Bellarmine University in Louisville, Kentucky. Bellarmine, and NCAA Division II powerhouse in NCAA Division II ranks. So good luck to Coach Krupinski and Coach Kendra in all their games this week. That'll do it for this week's episode of This Week in Eagle Athletics. Be sure to join us next Monday, December 11th, for our next episode of This Week in Eagle Athletics. Thank you.